what's going on? This is Chad coming at you again, the drummer for the Failsafe. And today I just thought I'd kind of walk you through some stuff that I do with my sticks and the sticks that I use and just kind of some preparation that I do before I start playing. So let's talk about the sticks first. I kind of touched on it in my last video, but I kind of want to go into a bit more in depth in terms of the sticks I use, why I use them, what I do to them. So first off, the brand that I play is Vickfirth. There's a bunch of great drum stick companies out there, but Vickfirth for me has always been the most consistent in terms of the sticks, the quality, the durability. So I've played Vickfirth for many years. I'll probably play them for many years to come. So there's my sticks. Vickfirth come in a sleeve. Got the little Vickfirth logo there on the side. And then their quote is, see if you can see that, the perfect pair. And it's pretty true. It's pretty true. So the size and series that I use, and it's a deep dark hole in terms of different sizes and stuff like that. You got 5Bs, 5As, 7As, jazz, wood tips, nylon tips, all kinds of different stuff. But a stick that I started using, probably about 4 years ago, was a series that they have called SD1 Generals. And why I gravitated towards the stick is I was actually using a heavier stick before, but it was a thinner stick, and I got pretty big hands, so my hand was kind of cramping a little bit, or would cramp sometimes, just because I was squeezing a little bit tighter on the stick to get a better grip on it. But then I discovered these SD1 Generals, and they're a bit thicker, which is nice, so I'm not having to put as much grip on it to kind of hold the stick. And they're also made of maple, which is a little bit of a lighter wood compared to like hickory, which is what a lot of sticks are made out of. And so between the lighter wood and the thicker stick, I just really, really enjoyed these sticks. And even though they're a lighter wood, they're still very, very durable. You're going to always break sticks, but I was kind of shocked about how durable they were for being a lighter wood. And the other thing I really enjoy about them is the tip. It's not a teardrop shape, it's a much more rounded little ball on the end, and it's got great action off the ride cymbal. And so these are the sticks that I use, made in the USA. Just really, really awesome sticks. And so what I've been doing recently is actually I've gone back and forth between using drummer's gloves before and then not using them. And probably about 4 months ago, I started using drummer's gloves again. They're just real generic gloves. They're kind of like a hybrid between a batting glove and a golf glove, but they got a little bit of extra padding. I don't know if you guys can see that, where you typically wear and tear your fingers. So I got a little extra padding on the forefinger, and then a little extra padding on the heel or the back part of your hand where the stick resides. So I don't know why. I just decided to kind of mix it up. It's like, let's try using drum gloves again, and I like it. I really do. But in using drum gloves, they get a little bit slippery sometimes. So what I've been doing is I've been actually taping my sticks. And so what I have is just some really thin cut, very thin cut athletic tape, just standard athletic tape, nothing fancy. And I wrap my sticks with them. Now I don't do like a complete wrap. I'll kind of show you what I do here. Let me get this started. So I get my initial wrap done, and then I treat it almost kind of like a candy cane, to where I wrap it around, but I still leave part of the stick exposed. I don't completely wrap it, and there's a reason for that, which I'll go over here in a second. So let me just get this bad boy wrapped up. Round and around we go. Oops, get a little tighter on that. I kind of bring it up to where the American flag logo is, and I finish it off there. Cool. And I just pull it off, break it off. So there we go. I create like a little spiral. And the reason I don't completely tape it is I kind of like this texture of where there's grip and non-grip and grip and non-grip. To me, that actually provides more stability in a weird way. If it was all the same texture, I think it still might be a little slick, but because I'm having the raw stick versus the tape, at least with the glove, I feel like I can grip it a bit better and it's not going to go flying. So I do that to my sticks. And again, I've only been doing this for about four or 5 months now, and I'm sure I'll change it up again at some point in time, but right now this is what works. And so I'll tape up on my sticks, and then what I'll do before I start playing is I will get more athletic tape, because I still have one spot on my fingers that tends to wear a bit more than others. And even though I have a callus and a blister there, I still kind of like to provide some additional support. So I will just rip off. I just got some standard athletic tape that I just ripped in half. And I'm going to put that on my middle finger, like in that middle crease area. So I'll just wrap it around a couple times, give a little squeeze, get another piece of tape, rip it off here. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Wrap it around a couple times, get a little padding going. So I'll do that first. So I got those on my middle fingers, right? And then I'll go ahead and grab my gloves. And I'll throw them on. Like so. And there we go. You have it. So I have the additional padding on my middle finger from the tape. The gloves themselves have extra support. I don't know if you can see that on the pointer finger and on the palm. And then with just the smoothness of the gloves and the kind of, I don't want to call it rough, but texture of the drumstick, I mean, that thing's not going to go, I mean, I'm sure I'll drop one still at some point in time. But it feels very secure, very tight, and that's what I do. So that's kind of my stick ritual. I also tend to tape my wrists, especially for playing a lot of shows. I've had problems with carpal tunnel in the past. I actually had carpal tunnel surgery, and so I'm kind of very wary of my wrists. And so if I know that I'm going to be playing a lot of shows, I'll actually tape them just for additional support. But I just didn't want to go through that right now. It's nothing really fancy. You just take some athletic tape and do a couple strands around your wrist just to provide some additional support, and there you go. So anyway, that's what I do. That's my stick prep. I put the little spiral on it for additional grip. I tape my middle finger. And again, the brand that I use, Vic Firth, the series that I use, SD1 Generals. And yeah, if you got any questions about sticks, comments about sticks, please let me know. I'm always happy to talk gear, but yeah, pay attention. We got our tour coming up. Actually, I'm not sure when this is going to post. Either we will be on tour or the tour will be coming up soon. But please check that out on our website. And hope to see you guys at a show near you. And I'll come back at you here soon with another video. All right, guys, take it easy.